The school bus rattled down the dusty country road, bouncing the kids inside. At the very back, Emily sat quietly by the window, staring at the endless fields of corn and wheat that surrounded her family's farm. She clutched her old backpack tighter, hoping today would be different. But she knew what was coming. "Hey, farm girl," a sharp voice cut through the chatter. It was Claire, the self-appointed queen bee of the 8th grade. She and her friends leaned over the seats, sneering. "So, your mom's in the special forces, huh? What does she do, milk cows with a machine gun?" Laughter erupted around them. Emily's cheeks burned. She had told the truth one day, quietly, after being asked why her mom wasn't at the school's family event. She had simply said, "My mom's away, serving in the special forces." She didn't brag. She didn't want attention. But somehow the words had spread, twisted into the perfect fuel for ridicule. Claire wasn't done. "Face it, nobody believes you. Your mom probably just hides on that farm all day, shoveling manure. Special forces. What a joke." Emily swallowed the lump in her throat. She wanted to scream, to fight back, but she knew that would only make things worse. The truth was, her mom was in the special forces. But how could she prove it? And even if she could, should she? Her mom always said, the strongest people are the ones who don't need to show off their strength. But it was hard to stay strong when every day felt like a battlefield of its own. At lunch, things got worse. Claire and her group cornered Emily at her table. "Let's hear another story about your invisible super soldier mom," Claire mocked. "Does she wear camouflage to the grocery store?" The others howled. Someone knocked Emily's apple off the table. Her hands trembled as she bent to pick it up. She wanted to disappear. That night, Emily sat on the farmhouse porch, tears streaming down her cheeks as the stars lit the dark sky. Her mom's voice echoed in her memory, from one of their rare but treasured phone calls. "When life gets tough, Emmy, remember that you carry the same strength I do. They can't see it, but it's there." Her dad joined her, sitting quietly beside her. "They giving you trouble again?" he asked softly. Emily nodded, unable to hide it anymore. He sighed. "Your mom never wanted this to weigh on you. But she also never wanted you to feel alone. You're stronger than you think." The next morning, Emily dreaded school even more. She walked into the cafeteria only to find a cruel surprise. Someone had drawn a cartoon on the whiteboard, a farmer woman in overalls holding a plastic toy gun labeled Special Forces Mom. Laughter erupted as Emily froze, humiliated. She turned to leave, but suddenly, a hush fell over the room. The laughter stopped. Heads turned toward the entrance. Standing in the doorway was a tall woman in uniform, her mother. Her boots echoed against the floor as she walked in, her presence commanding silence without a wah. The sound of the old school bus echoed through the quiet countryside as it rumbled down the dirt road. The fields of corn swayed gently in the morning breeze, but inside, Emily sat stiffly in the very last seat, wishing the ride would last forever so she wouldn't have to face another day of ridicule. "Farm girl," a familiar voice jeered. Claire and her friends were already circling in, eyes filled with mockery. "So, is today the day your super soldier mom finally parachutes in to save you?" Laughter erupted around her. Emily kept her eyes on the window, willing herself not to cry. The truth hurt more than their words. Her mom was in the special forces. She was brave, strong, and had a heart big enough to love her daughter across every mile of separation. But to the kids at school, Emily's life on a small farm was too ordinary to believe such an extraordinary story. At recess, the torment escalated. Claire pulled out a toy squirt gun and strutted around the playground. "Look at me. I'm Emily's mom, the farm commando." The group doubled over with laughter while Emily's face burned with humiliation. Her best friend from years ago, Sarah, looked away uncomfortably, too afraid to stand up for her. That betrayal cut deeper than the insults. When Emily got home that day, she ran straight to the barn, burying her face into the soft fur of her horse, Daisy. The gentle animal nuzzled her, as though sensing the storm inside her heart. "Why can't they just believe me?" Emily whispered, tears spilling freely. "Why do they have to make everything a joke?" Her dad found her there later, sitting on a bale of hay. "They don't understand, Emmy," he said gently. "They've never seen what real sacrifice looks like. They've never had to wait months just to hear their mom's voice. His own eyes misted. But you and I, we know the truth. And the truth doesn't need their approval. Still, the bullying only grew harsher. On the day of the school talent show, Claire and her friends unveiled a cruel skit. They dressed in ridiculous costumes, pretending to be farm girl and her imaginary soldier mom. Every line was a punch to Emily's heart. She left the gymnasium early, her chest aching with shame. That night, Emily curled up in bed, clutching the stuffed bear her mom had given her years ago. She whispered into the darkness, "I just wish you were here, Mom." Little did she know, that wish was about to come true. The very next morning, the cafeteria buzzed with noise. Emily sat alone, staring down at her tray of food. Then, without warning, the room fell silent. The heavy doors opened, and in walked a tall woman in camouflage uniform, her presence commanding respect instantly. Her boots echoed against the floor, and every head turned. Emily's eyes widened. It was her mom. The cafeteria seemed frozen as her mother crossed the room. Emily leapt from her seat, and they embraced tightly. For a moment, nothing else mattered. But then her mom turned to face the crowd. "I